you kind. It's as much as well as you don't know what you got until it's gone, and COVID kind of showed a lot of people that. We had a we had a really good period through COVID, where for us what happened was, we had a choice of furloughing or carry on as we are, and work through it. And we decided to work through it because we said at the end of the day, what business are we going to come back to if we furlough? Because as a service, if you aren't providing the service, your clients still need your service. They're just going to go somewhere else. So what we did was we carried on as we were, but we saw a little gap in the market there where we watched every other company that competes with us shut their doors and furlough because they either wanted to or they had to. It opened the floodgates for us to directly target every one of those companies' clients through Facebook and Instagram, and different advertising portals. We were able to target those people, and we picked up so many clients because we were one of the only big studios that was open. And ultimately it meant that all their clients had to get their mastering or their mixing done somewhere else. So what they did was they had to go and seek someone who was open and able to do it, and that was us. And we had a brilliant COVID time through COVID.
I mean, some people did, didn't they? Some people made made loads of money.
Yeah.
You know what?
Other people made nothing. It was a very mixed bag.
The richest in the world got richer.
Yes.
It's a proven fact that the richest still got richer even in the worst of times. Yeah, I mean,
but that'll always be like that. No matter what happens, the rich will always get rich.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, there is that. You know, I'm not being cynical or anything, but Paul took an opportunity. If everyone else is closing and we're not, and they're still doing music, they have to go somewhere.
Well,
even if we pick up a small percentage of it, we can still go pick up more work than what we had.
This is the thing: is now from a producer's perspective, right? You're furloughed, okay? So now you just have to sit at home. What do you do when you're sat at home? I'll get that album finished. You know what I mean? There were so many people
taking up their personal projects and then coming to you.
So there were so many people finishing off albums. We were doing album after album after album just because people were finishing them through COVID. And it was the same email we was getting, and it read something along the lines of, I've managed to finish my album due to COVID, having the time to finish it. I've now finished it. Here's the album. And, you know, our reward of COVID was this studio. We built this studio, and we've got another one we're building just down there.
Did you ever think you would get to the level where you are now when you first set out? Was it an ambitious?
Do you know
we might get there one day?
Yeah, I mean, I get this sort of comment all the time. Whenever I post videos on YouTube, I always get the same similar comments, and they're always comments of people saying to me, I wish one day I could have that, or you know, I've got no chance of having what you got. And I say to them, look, 10 years ago, I was you sitting there looking at other people's studios, going, I wish I could have that. And the only difference between me and you is that I went and got it. And if you go and get it, you can get it. It's out there for anyone to go and take.
I remember us having that conversation at the end of the night at Departure Bar. He says, I'm about to set up my own business, music production, mixing and mastering, and then I've seen, not directly, because obviously we haven't spoken.
It doesn't happen overnight.
We've been friends on Facebook. I've been still following you. I still see your journey from afar, and then you then all of a sudden you're making samples out and stuff like this, and you did all sorts of stuff and going like, sound nice one,
Well, these are all the things that you got to do. You can't just wake up one morning and go, I'm gonna create a mix and mastering company, and it's gonna be the best thing since sliced bread, because it ain't gonna happen overnight. And it's something that is a long slog. And we were working 18 hours a day. That's me and Nick working 18 hours a day. And that's not 18 hours a day just doing mixing and mastering. That's 18 hours a day doing all the extra stuff, doing the videos, doing content online, creating blog articles that at the end of the day get people into the website, which then convert them into clients, all things like that. It's not just a case of just going, yeah, I've got, I can do mixing, I can do this, I've got a great studio, right? Where is everybody? Why do you not want to work with me?
The famous film quote: "Build it, and they will come."
Yeah.
No,
it doesn't work like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same for me too. We're trying to build this new mobile DJ thing, and we're putting in a stupid amount of hours. I spent 3 weeks building the website, which takes time to get it right. Because even though you've got, like with your business, even though you've got the template there, the finishing touches take longer than the original template.
Yeah.
And even now, we're still, and I'm sure you're still tweaking little bits and pieces.
Never finished.
But you're never finished, and that's the thing is you've got to change and adapt. The industry changes. It's like for us, right? Yeah. Dolby Atmos last year wasn't a massive thing. It then became a massive thing because Apple Music basically said, right, we want Dolby Atmos files. We need those delivered. We prefer them over stereo. So then what that meant was that, right, from our perspective, we had to go, right, we need now a Dolby Atmos studio. And we need to be one of the first to be able to offer this service so that we then become the pioneers as such of that industry. We get all the clients to start off with, and then everybody plays catch up with us. For instance, for us, because we put it in so early, and everybody else is playing catch up, we've already got all of the top pages of Google for all these different services because we were there at the start. Yeah. There's any industry, if you've got the people who go in first, they're almost the beta testers. They're testing the water, and then you go, right, okay, now's the time to get in. It's getting in at the right time. I feel like we got in the Atmos game at the right time. So
I mean, was that down just to luck, or
no? I tell you what it was a lot down to inside knowledge of people who we know. There's a company who supply us all of our equipment called SX Pro. They supply us everything in this room, and they basically, the guy Dale who works in sales there, he basically came to me and said, look, Paul, Atmos is about to take off for this reason, and this reason. I was like, right, okay. So how much is this going to cost us? About 100,000. So that was like, okay, right. So if we're gonna pay that sort of money, you need to wow us on this. You need to really kind of sell us on this, and because we're not dropping that sort of money just kind of willy-nilly kind of thing. So we got taken to the PMC showroom, which is basically the speaker company that got these speakers. We went down there and viewed Atmos and viewed these speakers in an environment so we could hear what it was all about. And from that day, we went out and spec'd the room. We went for dinner after that meeting, spec'd the room, and ordered the whole studio the following day. It was just like, right, we have to do it. And it was within 2 months we had the studio in, because it was just so groundbreaking. It was everything, I'll tell you what it was everything that we'd ever dreamed of happened. Because you want, as an engineer, you're always trying to capture in a record what's real and true to life, and nothing does that better than Dolby Atmos.
You know what? I think that's the best way to finish this podcast. To be continued.